All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see me? Let me make sure it's live and it's shared to all the groups. Looks like we're live on My Credit Healers Facebook and YouTube, and we're also live in Credit Healing Secrets. There's a notification. Yes. If you haven't done so already, I need you to go ahead and invite your friends because today we're actually going to go over 10 steps in the home buying processes the home buying process and some of the things that you should be budgeting for towards the end. Okay, so I'm gonna actually have a whole presentation for you guys. Let me make sure I share this to the other page real quick. Thank you for joining. This is Lunch and Learn Credit Tea with Shyla D. I am president and CEO of My Credit Healer, co-founder of Healy Enterprises. Why is this not working? See, there it goes. Let me make sure it's live and it's shared to all. There it goes. I had to make sure that it was actually being shared. All right, so let me go ahead and get into it because a lot of people they come to us when they're needing credit repair and things of that sort, and I tell them all the time, "Have you gotten certain things together?" Granted, yes, I am not a realtor, I'm not a mortgage officer, and please listen to these disclaimers. I am not an attorney either, so any legal advice you need to go ahead and contact an attorney and have them review a lot of your information. But I can definitely help you in and through that process, especially from a credit repair specialist standpoint. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully, you guys can see. So let me know if you cannot see. All right. All right. So, again, 10 steps in the home buying process, understanding stages in the home buying process. I know that was kind of repetitive, but I just really need you guys to understand what it is like when you are actually processing or in the process of buying a home. Okay. So, first one is research what you are looking for. So when you are starting your searching process and you need to know what type of preferred locations that you want and any type of must-have features. So that doesn't necessarily mean like, hey, I want to be in, let's say, Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas. If you want to go to Houston, you need to actually really start researching what you are looking for when it comes to preferred locations. So, what does that look like? So, that means in a particular house, if you are looking for specifics, so if you want hardwood floors, carpeted floors, if you need garage space, I know garages are a big thing to a lot of people. It is for me. Some people want one to two garages, some people want three. They want extra space in their garage or storage things. If you want to have a specific laundry room in your house, that is also something that is big for some people as well. They don't want their laundry room in their kitchen and things of that sort. Open floor spaces, vaulted ceilings. Depending on what town that you're in, you may want a basement, especially from people like me. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Where is Tornado Alley? We're not that far from Kansas. Yes, Dorothy is the home of where Kansas is, right? But it's Tornado Alley. So a lot of people want basements. If you want an outdoor patio, or if you just want it to be grass, um, pools, jacuzzis. I know that was a big thing for me, but I had to settle on not having a jacuzzi, but I do have a big old tub. Or even school districts for you parents out there. I mean, sometimes finding a house, you're like, no, I don't want to be in a specific school district. These are a lot of important things that you need to think about when you are actually going to buy a home. All right, number two, what do I always say? Set a budget. Yes, depending on what you want to spend on your home, that's going to be a big part of what you are doing. I apologize. I thought I turned the notifications off. But decide on how much you want to spend on your home. You want to think of it when you are going into your home. What do I really want to spend? Is it only 150,000? Do you want to spend 300,000? Because it's going to be a big lifetime changing aspect for you, your family. Is it your forever home? Is it something that you're going to build yourself? Right? So you want to make sure you have a complete understanding of what your debt to income ratio is. So you'll hear that a lot when you go to realtors, mortgage officers, or even a credit specialist. They call it a DTI. So what you have to do is you have to calculate your debt. So your credit cards, if you have a car right now, whatever, which you have to pull your credit reports and stuff for that, or things that you just know that you have. Utility bills and things of that sort. And then you want to take everything that you're receiving as an income, add it all up what your monthly debt payments are going to be, and then divide them by your gross monthly income. Not what you're bringing home, but your gross. Before Uncle Sam and everybody take their money out of your paychecks, you want to divide. That's going to give you your debt to income ratio, okay? Because you want to definitely include any other expenses like your taxes, your appraisals, inspections, professional fees. All of that is actually going to be in that budget. So, number three, hire the right real estate agent. Oh my goodness. So, a lot of people, they either don't want to go with a real estate agent or they don't believe that they need one. However, you want to, and I highly recommend that you actually go with an experienced realtor who knows their stuff, who knows the neighborhood, who understands your wants and needs, and they take all of that into account for you first, right? Um, Yes, we do have a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but we do have a team of preferred agents that we do directly work with because we want their values to be the same as ours. We want them to learn, love, and care about our clients just as much. It's not always about the dollar because this, like I said, it is a life changing event for everybody involved, right? We want them to care as much about the person to make sure that they feel good about the home that they want, not just forced into something. So, sorry, I didn't mean to go that far, but questions to ask before you hire an agent. How long have you been an agent? Are they a rookie? Do they need someone to tag along, possibly to answer their questions? There's nothing wrong with because we all had to start somewhere, right? What neighborhoods do you specialize in? So say for instance, I'm in Houston, right? And Houston is a huge area. You can literally drive through Houston for an hour and you'll still be in Houston. But there's certain suburbs and portions of Houston, right? There is North Houston, South Houston. There's like the Spring area. Granted, it's not Houston, but Conroe, but it's still considered Houston and the metro surrounding areas. So, what neighborhoods do they specialize in? Because they may know something better about certain things, aspects, events, certain characteristics, right? And then what is your schedule and availability? As you know, because this is the quitting era or whatever you like to say. A lot of people are independent agents. Some people are part-time agents. You need to know what type of availability that they are going to have because if they do have another job, you know that your agent probably isn't going to be available at all times. So you need to know their certain schedule, especially when it comes to if they're going to put in a bid, how quickly can they respond? And then that also tailors into do they work individually or do they work with a team or a firm? So sometimes there are agents that work with a firm, so they might do a tag team like, hey, you might work with Agent Amy, but you know what? Agent Ben over here, he already knows everything about your situation because I can't be there during this time because I have another obligation. And then they can tag in for you because that's just as important. Knowing that you are taken care of is a great thing. And then how many clients do you work with? You want your agent to I won't say necessarily to be too busy because you don't want them to be too busy because you want them to have time for you because you matter in this process, right? But you don't want them to be too lax to where they're just contact you all the time because you might have a job yourself, right? And they should know your hours and know that, hey, my preferred contact is through text message. I can answer more through text message or through email. But in the same sense, it's like if I'm your only client and stuff, yes, I want to feel like I'm your only client, but know that you still have other things that you need to do. So I know I put a little bit on this from before. Before, I need you to seek credit approval, pre-approval. Yes, seek pre-approval. I don't know how many times I have to actually advise this, but seek credit approval from a lender. Okay. So what do you want to do? So So first, you're going to review your credit score, right, to see if you even qualify for some type of financing. Meaning, that's where your credit specialist, Shyla D with the credit T, and my credit healer could come in and help you. Even if it's not me, you need to definitely check your own credit scores, okay? Which you can actually find the link in our bio. You can actually get your industry FICO scores for $1 for a 7-day trial, and I want to say it's $24.99 a month after that. But they give you a FICO 2 mortgage score. Mortgage lenders like to look at FICO 2, 4, and 5, and they're going to start implementing FICO 9 as well in this whole scoring process. Okay, when they're looking for pre-approval for you. Okay, but like I said, you want to check your scores first because there's no point in you going to a mortgage lender and you know that your credit is trash. Yes, I said it. I know it's the hard truth, but I still need you guys to just stay with me, okay? Because if you know that there are certain things that it could possibly be hurting your file, so you have some type of charge offs, you have collections, some of those medical bills that are still lingering over that could possibly hurt your scores and stuff like that. You want to get those taken care of before you even go to a lender, right? And plus, getting some type of financing because you want to shop around for different mortgage lenders, okay? That's in the whole research process that we said in step one. But you want to shop around and see, hey, what time does this take? You can even ask when you're shopping around, hey, what scores are you pulling? Because some mortgage lenders, they might only use FICO 2. They might only use FICO 4 to do their determining. Even though they're pulling all three, they might only use one personal file. It all depends on the mortgage lender that you actually go with. But again, check your own credit report first before you go to a lender so you don't want to embarrass yourself. And if you don't know what you're looking like, go ahead and get you some type of free consultation and see, hey, am I even credit worthy? And then after that, go seek that mortgage officer and get a pre-approval because honestly, a realtor is not going to touch you until you get and have that pre-approval. Otherwise, you're just wasting their time. All right, so number 5, after you get that pre-approval, because you have already gone through our program and things of that sort, you graduated, you know what? My file is ready, it's set to go. Let's start visiting some houses, right? Because you want to start touring some of these picks that you have with your realtor. If you have a good realtor like I did, I told her exactly what I wanted, what neighborhood I wanted it in, or what school, not neighborhood, but I told her what school district I wanted, how many bedrooms I specifically wanted, and if I needed to have either 1 or 2 bedrooms on the first floor, because that was my situation at the time, right? And then she gave me a list of 10, and she said, hey, pick your top 5, and then I'm going to go into that. And it was like bam, boom, bam, and she set them all up to where we could visit them. Look at this. This is in your price range. This looks like this. She gave me a whole slew of things, right? That's when you get them good realtors, okay? But once you have that pre-approval again, start doing your tours. Time is of the essence. Sometimes it can be a very short time. Sometimes it could take 6 months. But start getting them houses lined up, okay? And then also when you are doing that lineup and you start your tours, start asking questions, okay? Sometimes your realtor is going to ask some of these questions for you before you even go into knowing, because if they're experienced, they're going to know like, you know, what is this? When did this roof get redone? All right, I see this crack in this foundation or whatever. And is this something that's going on? Or what? They ask a lot of things, right? And if you have questions, because maybe you are just experienced, or you've been researching, you've been dealing with this, and for whatever reason, do not be afraid to ask any questions. The only wrong question is the one that you don't ask. when you are have some type of concerns. Don't be afraid. This is your forever home. Be proud of it. Number six, once you find that forever home, that dream home, your first home, whatever it is for you, you want to make an offer to the seller and make sure that one, if you are 100% sure about getting the house, name that asking price and make it valuable, make it really worth it to that seller. Okay. Sometimes they have you write a letter because there could be many offers that's put in on the house. Because if it's your favorite, imagine if it's somebody else's favorite. Because they don't have to pick you for that offer. And how often does it happen that it's like, you know what, we made an offer on this house and they accepted somebody else's offer. Because it's almost a bidding war, and especially today in today's industry, oh my goodness. When I say houses go off the market like this, they go on and they're off like that. It's that quick. So you want to be sure of what you want. That's what, again, why if you have a great realtor like I did, they're like, hey, pick your top five. We're gonna put in the offer for this one. All right, let's move on to the next one. But it was quick, and they were following up like it was nothing. Okay. All right. So number seven, review and sign the seller's contract. So it's just a signature away for you once you get to this point. You want to, especially if they actually provide you with some type of electronic document, you want to save it as a PDF, save it somewhere to where you don't forget it, have it backed up, have a paper copy so you can literally go through it. But make sure you go through that contract with the fine tooth comb. If you know me, I'm going to tell you at all times, look and read to understand what you are signing. And if that means that you have to hire an attorney to actually help you go through that contract to make sure it sounds, do that. Do you see me blinking? Do do that, okay? All right. So number eight, then you want to get the home financing. So because you already have a pre-approval and a signed agreement, it's easier for you to get financing from your particular lender, especially if it's within a certain time frame that you are actually buying a home, right? So the pre-approval is just the soft thing, right? Yes, they did the pool, said this is what you currently qualify for. They're probably going to give you some type of advice saying, don't do no large purchases, don't buy anything else, don't take out any lines of credit. They're going to want your firstborn and your blood type on the signature and the dotted line and things of that sort, right? Which is fine. But they're going to also tell you, hey, this is what we need. This is what this is the title work. Let's go ahead and get these fees up front. So you need to be prepared when it comes to this financing. Do you have the closing costs? Do you have the certain fees and things of that sort that we need to go through? Number nine, and I don't know how important this is, especially depending on the areas that you are in. You are ready to purchase a home, but you need to have insurance. You need to have insurance. There is no way around it that you cannot have insurance on your home. I'm talking about flood insurance. Make sure that it's packaged in a good package for you, right? Because the lenders are going to be like, well, if they buy this home, can they afford the insurance? And they're going to also put that in some of their calculations as well when they're coming up with your actual monthly payments. Okay. You want to get different quotes, and this is where it's going to be important for you to really get your credit together before you do a lot of stuff, right? Because frankly, not only does it impact what you get for pre-approval on a home loan, but it's also going to impact your insurance policies. Yes, credit impacts your insurance policies as well. So do your research when you're looking for certain lenders and what they can actually cover in your home, what the state specifics are. I know, like in Texas, sometimes they're going to require you to get flood insurance, especially if you are deemed worthy in a flood plain. What does that look like for you? And again, here I just put a little bit here just saying a silent insurance policy protects you, your family, and your home. You can also check with your realtor or your mortgage loan officer to see if they have an insurance agent that they can refer to you. Also, if you have car insurance, you can check with your insurance provider to see if they call it HOI, which is homeowners insurance, and a bundled discount price. So, for example, my lovely sister, she actually is an insurance agent, and she does home insurance. She has bundled our car insurance and all of that in one. And there's an umbrella insurance. We actually got the lowest rate, better than State Farm, better than Allstate, and things of that sort. And she saved us about $1,000 off of our policies when she bundled it all together. So if you're in Texas, holla at me. I got the right girl for you, okay? All right, and then 10, your settlement and closing. You're going to close, you're going to move. Hopefully, they've already gave you a time frame. If they could, you've already started packing, getting everything ready. You've actually searched for a cleaning agency to help clean whatever the last person actually left in the house. But you can choose your own settlement agent, or your realtor may have a title office that they can work with and refer you to as well. A lot of times the realtor office or the mortgage office, they're going to already have that stuff for you. But if they don't, again, still go ahead and choose your own. Just search around to see if you can actually have your own settlement agent. Okay, so that's also who your lender will order the title work through. Once you get the final approval and the closing documents that are sent to the settlement office, you'll be ready to close and move into your new home. So they're going to tell you, hey, it's time to pick up your keys. We're going to sign this paperwork. The funds and the transactions will be disclosed at this time, and you can pick up your keys, and then you can move right on in. Doesn't that sound exciting? It did for me. I was like, when can we get the keys? Like you said, move in when. So literally in September, it will have been 3 years that we have been in our home, right? So we were planning the move 2 months before the move because we just knew we were gonna get that house before the closing. We got our hopes up, but thank the Lord, we prayed, fasted, all kinds of stuff, and we got that home, right? But you're gonna plan for your moving day. You don't forget your keys. Go through the house before you actually see anything, because now all their stuff is out. You can see anything that you need to change before you move in. If you are with a an apartment complex or something like that because you're renting before, check your leasing requirements and your documents to see if you have to break that lease, what that type of cost is going to be to you as well. Okay, see if you need to extend it a little bit because you want to do a little bit of work before you move into the home, but it's now yours. So just to recap what that 10-step home buying process is. One, you're going to research what you're looking for. Two, you're going to set a budget. Three, hire the right agent, the right real estate agent. Make sure that they are for you, the buyer, because some agents, they are for the buyer and the seller. You need to have your own agent. So don't just go to no house and you see that the agent's there and you're like, oh, can you actually help me buy this? Well, they're working for the seller. You need to have a buyer's agent. Just little extra tip there. Then you're going to seek credit or pre-approval, right? Because you've already done your research. You've already gotten your credit file straightened up with My Credit Healer, right? I know you did. And then you're going to visit some houses, make an offer to the seller. You're going to review and sign the seller's contract, get home financing, purchase a home insurance policy, and you're going to close and move in. And then you're going to get in touch, right? You're going to get in touch. Let us know, hey, Shyla, hey, guess what? We moved in. So if you have any questions, I need you to go ahead and email service at mycredithealer.com. If you have questions about your credit, you can definitely also book me at shylahealer.ask.me. Now, even though I did go through some other, and let me take this off. Stop screen share. All right. So even though we did go over all of that information, and we did go over some of the certain expenses in the slide, I want to just reiterate what that could also look for like for you. Okay. If you're just joining in with me, tell me where you're tuning in from. Drop any questions you may have as well. So here's some expenses that you have to actually consider, right? Especially when you're looking for a house. So, what do the property taxes look like? We already went over the home insurance, the mortgage insurance, homeowners insurance, and the mortgage insurance, right? So, any type of escrow prepayments that you may need to go over, right? Closing costs, because those are separate and those aren't actually into the loan unless you actually make some type of deal with the seller. Utilities, you want to get the estimate of the neighborhoods and stuff that you are going to work in. If it's a certain mud plain, if their neighborhood averages about 200 or whatever the case may be, what their electricity stuff. If you are going for a neighborhood that has HOA dues, any type of maintenance. So yes, you may have your home insurance policies, but do you have an additional warranties on any of the appliances and stuff? And what that co-payment may look like when you're actually looking for some of those, right? So those are just a few of the other expenses that you would need to go over, okay? I hope this information helped. If it's helped, just go ahead and drop a line like, you know what, this really helped. And then again, every Friday, we are actually going to keep tuning in for Lunch and Learn's Credit Tea with Shyla D. I appreciate you guys for actually coming in and visiting with us. Okay, that was not a question for me. I apologize. I'm on another streaming thing and I apologize for that. All right, and if you haven't already done so, go ahead and join our free Facebook community called Credit Healing Secrets. That's where you can get a lot of free tea. So we will always go live in Credit Healing Secrets, even though that you are subscribed to my Credit Healer across all platforms, including YouTube, right? But in Credit Healing Secrets, that's where we will drop most of our deals first. That is also where we give away free resources or discounted resources. So if you are on Facebook, or if you're not on Facebook, go ahead and join Facebook and then get into our free Facebook community, Credit Healing Secrets. All right, that is my time. I appreciate every last one of you. And until next time, see you later.